I'm ready to lose my pussy. I'm ready to lose my bussy virginity. Ever since earlier on last year, when I found the world of drag and I started revealing my thoughts on Drag Race, there's always been one person who's popped up next to my videos. A little bit bigger than me as well. Just a pre-warning, if I sound drunk in this video, I am. And every single time, Bussy is always there. You know what, Bussy? I've never watched a video, but obviously you are top tier, top caliber, and you're doing your thing. And I know I just said I didn't watch the video, but I did watch the video of a lawyer reacting to Bussy Queen's video of the US Drag Race contract. But it's also come to my attention that Bussy Queen has done the UK contract, which is a little bit closer to my heart because, you know, I am on glaze. And you know, I watched the lawyer reacts to the US one and I won't get in much from it. So I want to be shocked, you know what I mean? I want to be appalled at some kind of UK contract because we have entitled this video Exposing the Drag Race UK Contract Not Much Better. Not much better. You know, it better be bad then. Because it's already bad enough they don't get the £100 prize money. Ru, come on, just spare some change. Spare some change. Put £100 in there for the UK Queens. You know what I'm saying? And at least, maybe for the weekly challenges, at least throw in like a trip to Butlins or something instead of just a Ru Peter badge. You know? Just something a little bit spicy. But I don't want to play around with this. I feel good tonight. I'm moving house tomorrow, so it's going to be a different background than that coffee sign back there. And you know what? Whilst I've got my last few hours in this place, I'm going to have a couple of drinks, going to do a lot of videos tonight, going to put half of them on Patreon. If you want to go there, see you there, in description. But other than that, I'm going to fire into Bussy Queen for the first time. Let's go.
Hi, Ugly. It's me, Bussy.
What did you just say?
Hi, Ugly. It's me, Bussy. And welcome back to my channel. In today's video, by popular demand, we'll be dissecting the contract for RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 3 and comparing it to its US counterpart. We'll be addressing topics like contestant pay, exclusivity periods, NDAs, and...
I can say the editing is already better than my videos because it's got sound effects. Alright, Bussy Queen's editor, if you want to just help a brother out, I'm here.
And a quick message from today's video sponsor, the premium global brand for men's grooming and hygiene products, Manscaped.
Oh my word, you know, the day I've made it, I'm getting shaving with Manscaped. I could do with that stuff right about now, you know what I'm saying?
As a quick disclaimer, I'll be doing my best to interpret the dense legalese of this contract, but you've been warned, I'm not a lawyer, and this is not legal advice, okay. So please do not construe my opinions as such.
But you are a queen.
And for this video, we'll be mostly focusing on that participant agreement form, which is where all the juicy details about signing your life away forever live. Although it sounds like it's optional, means an irrevocable requirement to require a contestant to appear in a series or season of Drag Race.
I saw that on the lawyer's reaction. Like, he's signing a contract, like they were saying, oh, it's signing your life away. If you can sign a contract where you have to reappear on RuPaul's Drag Race, it's going to do nothing, well, unless anyone's got anything else to say, it's got nothing bad for you other than more opportunity, more highlight, more booking opportunity. Do you know what I'm saying? Am I wrong? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being basic, you know what I'm saying, but you tell me, alright?
Shocking things that we uncovered in my US contract video was that all contestants are required to appear in up to 5 additional seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race, if asked. But keep in mind, World of Wonder is not going to exercise these additional options unless these queens want to return.
Am I hearing this wrong? You can say yes or you can say no, so you don't even have to. So you've been given an opportunity for fame and wonder and recognition and performing your art, and you can say yes or no. What's with this dramatic music, you know what I'm saying?
The UK version of this contract has a section called Working Hours. To the extent the provisions of the Working Time Regulations 1998 apply, I agree that such hours worked may exceed the maximum weekly working time. But filming reportedly only lasts 4 to 6 weeks, which, don't get me wrong, is a lot of work. They could be spending 12 to 14 hours a day in full drag.
That's something I saw. I mentioned it on the last video. I might have cut it out in the edit because I might have been wrong. Someone mentioned a podcast where they were saying UK Season 3 queens were all overworked. Sometimes they did one day after another, non-stop. How do they do that? Is that true? Before I'm saying how do they do that, is that true? But that's what I heard.
I agree agree that I shall have no expectation of privacy in such locations. However, the UK agreement adds this line after that, and accordingly I further agree that by doing so, producers shall not infringe or violate the rights of privacy of me or any other party. Basically, both agreements let you know not to expect privacy, but the UK one at least says that they're not going to violate that privacy, whatever that means.
Does that just mean they're not going to show you Willy on telly? Or even boobies? No.
Both the UK and US agreements lock participants into a 12-month exclusivity period. It starts when the agreement is signed and ends 12 months after the initial broadcast of the last episode of the program in which the contestant appears. If I wish to appear on, authorize production of, or participate in any project in any other media, then I shall request the producer's permission in writing in advance, and the producer shall determine in its sole absolute discretion whether to grant its permission in each instance. The UK agreement guarantees Queen's payment of £1,000 per show, while the US agreement guarantees Queen's $1,000 per show.
Well, that's not as good.
Money,
you know, saying that is a bit of a thing. Every single thing that I'm saying, I'm questioning because I've had a drink. To do any other show, so maybe if they said like Good Morning Britain, does that mean they have to write to the producer and say, please can I go on Good Morning Britain? It's a bit of a way of almost saying you're going to damage the company. You know, which usually happens for any company you work for. If you work for Asda, Morrison's, anywhere, just like a big supermarket or something like that, don't go out in your uniform, because if you get hammered and do something silly, you're going to disrespect the company. But, like, are they employed by RuPaul's Drag Race? It's as if all drag queens are representing RuPaul's Drag Race. You know what I'm saying?
UK queens will receive £1,000 per European drag con and £3,000 for non-European drag cons. However, as nice as those payments sound, I do want to point out Willem in a recent episode of The Beatdown reacting to my first contract video said that these queens actually have to pay for their booths.
They will also make you pay for your booth and electricity in that booth if you want electricity. Wi-Fi if you want sales. They will make you pay for it all. That money that they pay you, it won't amount to anything.
That seems a bit extreme. They're going to pay for their own electricity. I don't know about that. I don't know if I even believe you about that. That's one of the most extreme things I've heard ever for an event. You're going to pay for your own electricity in a booth. I don't even know if that's real.
World of Wonder, as the de facto management of our queens, have provisions for requiring access to all digital media produced and used by the queens, but we have seen pretty lenient enforcement of this language, at least recently in the UK. Ahura, Bimini Bon Boulash, and Taste, for example, are all signed to modeling agencies, and both Bimini and Lawrence are signed to Bimini Bon book deals.
So it's loose, but he's saying, I beg the question, but before he says I beg the question, it's in the contract, but it's loose. You know, everybody's doing their own thing. Everyone's been successful. My lord, how successful is Bimini? Bimini is on fire. But I beg the question.
Like, what's going on with our season 13 queens? Is there just a lack of book deals and modeling agencies knocking at their doors?
It's because you guys didn't release UK Huns.
With that 7th-month period break, Ellie Diamond experienced homelessness in that period, and Joe Black sold all of his unused runway so that he could pay his rent. And then RuPaul, of course, had the nerve to yell at him for wearing an H&M dress when he returned to the competition.
Right, Joe Black in that moment did not need to say, this is H&M. He didn't need to say it. Because we know, you know what response it's going to get. If it were H&M, keep it shh. If it were Primark, keep it shh. He didn't have to say it, but he did. That's why it went down bad, okay? Okay.
Section you guys have all been waiting for. Let's talk about money and copyright. And in this section, there's also a fun little paragraph that I left out of my US video that I think will interest you. I acknowledge that producer may depict or portray my likeness and or my life story either accurately or with such liberties and modifications for the purposes of fictionalization, dramatization, or any other purposes.
I think that's just a way of saying, okay, we might reference you on programs and like make an influential story about you or a little promo, and that's it. Because if they didn't, they might be like, oh, why are you making stories about me? You know, I don't think any big company like RuPaul's Drag Race is intently evil. Do you know what I mean? Unless mistruded, if that's a word, mistrued, and misunderstood. Stuff gets caught in the waterworks, in the pipeline, and then it gets blah blah. I think everything is done for the best intent. And it should, unless something else gets said in this video, you know what I'm saying?
the same merchandising rights, allowing World of Wonder to forever profit off their likeness as it relates to the show. So all of that's the same. Unfortunately, the biggest difference between these two contracts is rights payments.
Well, they are a
UK Series
business,
3
you know what I'm
contestants
saying?
receive £250 per regular episode they film, which is quite a bit less than their US counterparts, even after taking
250 quid per episode. That is appalling. You know, that is the first thing that I'm going to say is appalling. With how big these shows are, unless something else is being paid for and there's some reason why, yeah, which can happen, 250 quid. They should be earning a lot more. Like, oh yeah, I run RuPaul's Drag Race. How much money did you earn? Oh, there for 1 week, I earned 250 quid. What? Yeah, people have said to me, go on Pit Crew as a joke. If I went on Pit Crew, I'd want more than 250 quid just for Pit Crew. You know? How much do you reckon they should get paid per episode? I'm saying at least 1,000 or 2,000. No wonder. This is a big show.
There are no cash prizes on the UK series, not because like the BBC is too cheap to pay them or anything, but because the BBC is a publicly funded network. This means the general population of the UK pays for programming on the BBC.
I pay tax. I want to see good content from my tax. I'm not a person who goes out and complains about tax. Tax pays for many things. It'll pay for some things that you see as pointless. Everyone's going to complain about tax. I'm happy getting paid the way I get paid. Do what you do with the tax, blah blah, it's going to go on, blah blah. If it goes on RuPaul's Drag Race to pay out the queens, I'm happy with that. If anyone complained, I'll sell them out.
The biggest win for our UK contestants, in my opinion, is found in their Other Projects clause, which states, if from the effective date of this agreement until 12 months after the initial broadcast of the last episode of the program in which I appear, I desire to render services in connection with another television program, motion picture, internet production, I shall give the producer written notice of that intention, and I will negotiate with producer.
Maybe we need ITV or Channel 4 to sort something out. Or Sky. Or maybe Netflix just need to step up and take over UK. Amazon Prime, why don't you step up and say, hello, here's my pennies. I take RuPaul's UK. And compete with US. And compete with Netflix.
UK contestants are also a little bit better off here as well. The US contract has a mediation arbitration clause in it that the UK one does not. It states, I understand that Exhibit D waives my right to sue producer, VMN, and any other assignee in a court of law. I knowingly and voluntarily waive my right to a jury trial or court trial and freely consent to the terms of Exhibit D. Instead, they agree to use an arbitrator, who's supposed to be like an impartial third party to settle disputes. And the UK contract has a specific BBC production protocols document included. Here are some of the most interesting protocols in that document. For the avoidance of doubt, you will not be mic'd or recorded in your hotel room. The US contract, on the other hand, makes no mention of that, so I guess US queens should assume that they're being recorded in there. The portrayal of any individual...
I don't think they're going to be recorded in the hotel room. I think that's just, you know, like, why would they need to write that in the contract unless someone brought it up, like, a bit paranoid, and they're like, oh, we'll put it in the UK contract then. You know, I don't think they're recorded getting the bits out in the hotel room. You know what, at this point, I appreciate Bussy Queen. If you research this all yourself, you are putting in the work. You're putting in the work, do you know what I mean, for this video. You got to have an... If you edit this, oh my word, but if you have an editor, this editor's on point as well.
In summary, we saw the US and UK contracts were largely the same. It surprised me that they were like equally as restrictive in terms of what these contestants are signing up to participate on the show. However, there was a lot of discussion in my comment.
I don't think it's that restrictive. I think it's just a business running a business, holding an opportunity for people to be on the stage. You know, like it's like saying, do you want to take over the world with my help? This isn't Rue just saying it. This is the business saying it. This is the producer saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Another common concern
Yes.
I saw in the comment section of my previous video was, should we continue to support Drag Race now knowing how restricted these contracts can be?
Of course, before even Bussy answers it, of course you still support it. Of course you support the Queen. If you do not support Drag Race, you do not support the Queens. You do not support the publication and the massive influence they're giving off to the world and freedom. Why say such a silly question? You know, I get so mad so easily. You know what I mean? People make such silly, overall, wide statements without context. Think about what you're saying before you say it. I mean, these people are not in prison. Do you know what I mean? They're just kind of just saying you can come back whenever we tell you to earn lots of money, even though you might not wanna, but you'll get a lot of money.
This is, of course, these queens give up a lot
You get a lot of money sometimes.
willingly to participate on RuPaul's Drag Race, and they deserve our support. Sometimes seeing how the sausage is made can be scary, but I think it's important to be an informed consumer. As of today, the reward of participating on the show highly outweighs the risk of what they're giving up, and the reward for queens that do well in the competition is extremely high. For example,
No doubt, do you want to invest your money in this business that might go up and down, in this crypto coin, in this stock market? Yeah, go for it. If it falls, it's my fault. I'm sorry, it's my choice. Do you know what I mean? Get a grip.
founder of Boss Events, the company that manages Aquaria, said in a 2019 Forbes interview that Aquaria earned over $1 million in paid sponsorships and talent fee opportunities. But at the same time, I doubt the early outs of season 10 earned half or a quarter as much, and they gave up all the same rights that she did. So yeah, it's a bit of a gamble to go on RuPaul's Drag.
At the same time, it's like a self-made business. You know, I know I refer to sports sometimes, but if you're a sports star, you're all playing for the same team. Some of you earn more money than the other. It's how much you push yourself, who is the best. Do you know what I mean? Who puts himself out there, who's individual.
Race, but there is a net positive, I think, for queens that are willing to make the most of their time on the show. With that said, make sure to support local drag with the same veracity that you support your favorite Drag Race queens. As a reminder, my channel is made possible by my generous patrons and sponsors.
I'm waiting for this moment to thank my patrons, but I like how Bussy Queen has advertised the $3 section of Patreon when I've been on your Patreon and it goes up to $40. You know what? Good on you. So it's at this point I want to thank Anthony Payton, Brandon Brown, Daniel Robles, Derek Key, DJ Large, Ebenezer Yanez, Franco Sings, Jim Doyle, Jim Yusof, Joel Walgren, Cy Whatmau, and slash disco, you know what I'm saying? I mean, truly, Patreon, I've really enjoyed it so far. People are so, the comments, everyone's like really back and forth from me. It's really nice, like it is really nice. I'm surprised how good it is. I enjoy it more than I thought I would. I didn't think it would be what I thought it would be.
I want to say thanks to you for watching this video and give a special shout out to Stephen, Tom, and Triton, who were all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier. See y'all later. Love ya. Bye.
That's a lot of patrons. Okay, my virginity is gone. My Bussy Queen virginity is gone. You know what, Bussy Queen, the videos look good, they sound good, they're more consistent than mine, the editing's great, they're also quite long, which is good, which mine used to be, which I used to get a lot of views for, but it's kind of gone downhill now. You know what, I'll step up the game. I got a camera, I got ring light, got a microphone. You know what, Jim, I got to big you up for all this, you know what I mean? So I'll deliver for this. Bussy Queen, maybe we'll meet someday. You know what, I'll keep building this channel and maybe I'll get up there, who knows? I will get up there. If anyone has any more Bussy Queen videos for me to go on and look at, like some kind of like mind-blowing or something really different, I'll go watch. But for now, straight after this, I'm going to go to Co-op, get some more Coke and get some Jack Daniels, and I'm going to watch Dragula for the first time, make a video on it. And also I'm going to do the Catcher and Tricks Mattel on Patreon and upload it on there. If you want to see it, go join Patreon, you know what I mean? But for now, I'm gonna finish it off. Got someone that Coke and Jack Daniels. I looked at the microphone during the video, but that's not right. So let's go. Yeah, let's go together. But right, ciao.